month's video, and I made it like a little present, and it's got the 2 tags and these float around. So it's got the 2 from the stamp set right behind the actual ornament. So cute. So it's going to show them how to stamp using the foils. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand, film, talk, and make sense. So there you go. Love. Hey everyone, and welcome to this month's Video Kit Club. I am going to be featuring this brand new stamp set, which is Christmas Tags, number 805. Really cute, adorable. I wanted to make a ton of tags for you, but it's a card kit club. So I am making a card tag, which is fun. I did a little kind of Christmas present look. And then I have the to and from little tag in the back stamped with the foil, and then the ornament tag. So I'm going to show you some really fun techniques in this month's Video Kit Club, and I am going to be featuring, which I'm super excited about, the Gilding Flakes. And I'm going to be using the silver, but there's also the rose gold and the gold, which are all just beautiful. And these are nice, huge containers. These are ginormous. So you get a ton in the container. Now with this month's Video Kit Club, you're going to get enough to do your cards. So you're going to get like a good little handful amount. So if you want to add a big jug of the Gilding Flakes, go for it. They're a lot of fun and great for the holidays. Okay, so we are going to start with stamping and using our Gilding Flakes. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind is you want to use a tacky glue, and a really fun tacky glue to use is the Nuvo Jumbo Pen, so you don't have to squeeze the glue out. And this is how it comes. This is brand new, and I just pulled it out of the container. You've got this really nice fat tip on the end, and to activate that tip, I'm just simply going to take a little piece of scrap paper here, and you are just going to pounce. So I'm just pushing back and forth, push the glue out, and here it comes. So if you get yours, make sure you do this step. And it's nice that it has a big fat brush on the end because you get a nice even tip. All right, so we are going to make our background paper here, this really beautiful red paper here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ornament stamp, and I'm just brushing the glue on it. And we are going to do just some stamping all around the edges. Now, if you've never worked with Gilding Flakes before, it's kind of like same thing goes with working with your glitter. You want to have your ceiling fan off. You want to have your air conditioning vent, if it blows right on your workstation, you want to make sure that that's turned off, because these are lighter than air. Let me tell you, they are beautiful, nice, shimmery snowflakes, really. So if you've got a little breeze going on in your craft studio or your kitchen table or your backseat of your car, wherever you do your crafting, you want to make sure that you've got a nice controlled environment. Or unless you like it all flying around. I mean, who am I to judge? Okay, I'm going to just do a couple more, because you don't want 20 minutes of me stamping. And last one. And what I did to clean my stamp is I just put a little dish soap and a toothbrush, and it came right off. It's not like super intense adhesive where it takes like scrubbing and you're damaging your stamp, because we all know that drives me bonkers. So I am going to push that aside. Now you want to make sure your glue is dry, and right now I've got a couple little spots that are still that light blue color, so I'm going to let this just sit for a second. And why I do that, I'm going to go over our next step. So what I did to pop this little ornament here is I took that same stamp without the glue on it. I stamped it with our VersaMark. So I took my VersaMark pad and I stamped it a couple of times on scrap paper, and I embossed it using our red apple. Now the red apple doesn't come in this month's kit because I wanted you to get the glue pen and some other fun stuff instead. So if you want to add the red apple to your kit, go ahead and do that, or you can use a red embossing powder. This one's really nice because it's detail. So I stamped and heat embossed a few times my ornament, and then I went and cut it out. So I also took one of my circles and stamped it, and then the scrap paper. And then I cut this guy out. This is for my center. And then I just took a couple of markers. I played with the green and the red. I did one, or sample one with the green. With this one for the video, I just did all red. So I just kind of colored in my ornament, and then we're gonna foil it. So since this is drying, I'm gonna use my glue pen. If you are a Video Kit Club member, you got this last month in your video kit. So if you don't have one of these already, you can add it to your order. So I'm gonna just color in the top of the ornament. You can't really see it, but I'm just coloring in this part here. And then I'm gonna color in these parts in between the flower. So it kind of looks like one of those old school silver ornaments that dip in the middle. Really pretty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and color that in. And then while I am finished with this, our background paper is gonna be nice and dry. So now I'm gonna set this aside. We'll let that dry up. And we're gonna take this guy now and we're gonna do our foiling. So I like to keep mine in a nice contained container and open it very carefully. This is not the moment you wanna sneeze. You're also gonna receive this month this nice stippling brush. It's got some really stiff bristles, which are great, so it's perfect for scraping off your gilding flakes. So I'm gonna set my card in my container, and I am going to just take a few. I'm gonna set my little brush down, and I'm just going to pounce them all over here. So I've got a nice big chunk on my hand. You can open up the flakes if you've got some big flakes that were sent to you, which was really fun too. As you can see, like if you put a lot of air towards it, they are gonna fly around. It is like, they're like snowflakes, like I said. Okay, so I am pushing these all over my card on that tacky glue. And right now it just looks like a silvery hot mess. But the magic's gonna happen when I take my brush and I'm just going to start spinning. And this is gonna be my background. So I'm really spinning that all around. And this is kind of a smaller container for this guy, but you can use a larger one if you have one. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe that up. And this is my background, so I'm not gonna go crazy and make sure everything is seen and you could read the words. The solid stamps are really fun to do with this technique. So if you've never stamped with the tacky glue and applied the gilding flakes, it's really fun, really fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna brush that off. Voila, and now I have my background stamp and my beautiful silver fingers. So this is going to be this section here. Right there. All right, so that background layered is done. Now I'm gonna take my little ornament. So our gilding part will be finished after I do my tag. So I'm gonna once again tap that. So all these pieces left over you can still use. So that's why I have it in an actual Tupperware container. So I can reuse that over and over again. So I'm gonna use my stiff brush again and just wipe that off, and look at how fun that is. Really cool, and now I've actually got what looks like an aluminum ornament. All right, so now we're gonna do one more little stamping part, and we're gonna finish up. Don't sneeze. Okay, so I'm gonna take another one of my pre-cut out circles. So I have this one already stamped and embossed. Now we've got our cutout little ornament that's gonna be our pop-up. And then I am going to ignore my dog scratching at the door. I'm gonna set these down. This is the to and from. And I want the to on top, right about there, and the from right about here. And I'm gonna take an acrylic block, just kind of set those down. All right. Mine already has some adhesive on it, so I don't want to get a mirrored image. not a mirrored image, a double image. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive from that glue pen. I'm going to go ahead and stamp those down like that. Pop that off. And then I'm going to take that big chubby glue pen again and just go all around the edges to actually make it look like an old school tag with the silver on the edge. Okay, let that cool. Not cool because it's burning hot. Let that dry. I'm going to be impatient to finish this up, but you really want to make sure it's nice and dry. You don't want to see any of the wet adhesive from your brush. Okay, so I'm going to tap these gilding flakes all around the edges. Just like that. Really fun on the Tear-ific tape. If you guys have never worked with the gilding flakes before, it's so fun to just do a border with them. I'm going to take my brush now and just wipe along my edges. And go over my words to and from. Oh, so pretty. I love the look. Woohoo! Okay. Go all around my edges, get the excess off. Wonderful. And now I've got this cool little tag that's going to be in the background. I'm going to set this guy aside. All right, we're going to put our lid on. So now that we are no longer working with our gilding flakes, I am going to cover that baby up and set that aside so we don't have snowflakes happening for the rest of our video. All right, also cap on the glue, always smart. Okay, so now we are going to take this, our card, so that is going to be layered on like so. Next, we are going to be working with our mirrored cardstock. So last month we did the gold, and this month I'm going to show you a really fun technique with the silver. We're going to be using our Tear-ific tape. So that does not come in the kit as well. Most of you have our 1/4" Tear-ific tape. So if you don't, make sure you add that to your shopping cart. So I already layered on 2 strips of the 1/4", just like that. So I'm going to peel the backing off. I'm going to take 2 more strips. Now I'm just eyeballing it, but if you like to measure everything out, go for it. I'm like a 1/4" from the top and a little bit more. I'm going to stick those a little bit closer. All right, and then I am going to flip that over and trim off my edges. All right, remove your background. Remove the backing of the tape. And then I'm going to be applying Parisian Mist. This is one of our ultrafine glitters. Really pretty for Christmas. Use my finger tool, burnish that in. And then tap that off. My glitter resist brush. Give it a nice quick wipe down. You don't want to go too heavy. You don't want to scratch your mirror cardstock. So just like that, and now I have like a little present, which is really fun. While I've got my Parisian Mist out, I am going to take about, I'm going to say about 9 inches of my Tear-ific tape, the 1/4" again, and we are going to create a glitter ribbon. I'm going to do Parisian Mist on one side. I am taking my finger tool and really burnishing that in. You can also do this in a shoebox if you want to really contain all of your glitter. So now that it's all on one side, I'm definitely burnishing it in, making sure it's nice and adhered. All right, so instead of trying to peel the backing off because it's not stuck on anything, I just cut my fingernail, so this will be fun. I just rolled the tape onto itself. And then what you want to do is make sure you have a nice big pile of your glitter. So I'm going to pour a little bit more out. I'm going to now peel the backing off of my 1/4 inch tape and dip it in. Now this is a technique I've done a lot. It's really fun. I love making my own glitter ribbon. I love using the 1/4 inch, the 1/2 inch. It's a really fun technique, and then you always have a ribbon that matches your card. And there's a lot of fun things that you can do with your glitter ribbon. You can pleat it, you can make bows with it, you can do a little skirt, you could put it on the edging of a cupcake. It's really fun, dimensional way to add a glitter embellishment to all of your cards or scrapbook pages. So I'm going to really burnish that in right now with my fingers. Make sure all of the glitter is going to stay and it's nice and adhered to my ribbon. Now I'm going to set this guy aside and clean up nobody's favorite part. Well, we'll just move that over there. How about that? Okay, so now I'm going to make a little bow. And what I do to make a bow is I just fold it in thirds, 1, 2, 3. So that way I have my 2 ends and my ribbon. So I'm going to trim it a little bit, and we are going to use this leftover piece. So don't throw it away. That's why I had you do about 9 inches. So 1, 2, 3 again. And there is my bow. Take my fingers out. You always want your fingers back. Look at, I'm being all like perfect about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold it in half, fold it in thirds, my 2 ends and my 2 ribbon parts. Then I'm gonna take my Tear-ific tape again, and I'm just going to roll it onto itself. Roll it, roll it, roll it. So I've got my 1/4 inch center, just like that. And I've got my little ribbon, just like that. And now it's totally sticky. So where I'm going to stick it is right here on my mirrored cardstock present. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to just gently set that down so it doesn't stick to anything. All right, so I've got my stamped ornament. I'm going to take the larger circle that has the super adhesive sheet over it and has already been punched out for you. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a nice clean coffee filter. And I'm going to take my Fire Engine Red. Well, before I put my Fire Engine Red on there, I'm going to take my ornament and I'm going to attempt to center it. But there we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my Fire Engine Red, and we're just doing a little border. So if you've never worked with the super adhesive sheets and your die cut machine, it's really fun. It's a really simple way to make a nice glittery border with your glitter and your die cuts by just cutting out the larger one with the super adhesive sheets. And then look at that, you have a really fun glittery border. All right, so now we are going to attach all of these guys together. So I've got a hole punch right there. You can see it teeny tiny in my... Okay, to attach all of these little guys to our present, we've got to make it, you know, stick and be wonderful, just like on a real present. You don't want to know, you don't want to not know who it's from and who it's to. So we did our little hole punches. I punched a tiny little hole on the top and right here on my card. And I'm going to take my leftover piece of my glitter ribbon and I'm going to thread it through the ornament first, my ornament tag, and I'm going to then thread it through my to and from to have a fun little present feel on the front of my card. And then so I've got these 2 even pieces. So I'm going to put those together and then thread them through this little hole I punched in my mirror cardstock present. So now that those are nice and through there, I'm going to just fold those over the back side, take a piece of my Tear-ific tape, and stick that on there just like that. So those won't be going anywhere. And you can even use this as your adhesive too. All right, so now that we're here, I am going to now take my little glitter ribbon where we've got that really sticky Tear-ific tape, and I'm going to stick that right on there, which is really fun. And I'm really pushing it down with my fingernail tool. And then I'm going to come over to my Fire Engine Red and create a really fun red center. So just go ahead and put your Fire Engine Red right over that exposed adhesive. I'm going to push that down, give it a good flick, take my glitter resist brush to get rid of any actual glitter that got stuck in there. And you see how really fun that is, incorporating the ribbon with the glitter background. And now we're just going to go ahead and put all of these together. So I'm going to take my card base here and I'm going to attach my foiled background paper that we made right in the beginning. Peel off my Tear-ific tape, layer that on there. All right, then peel off the Tear-ific tape. Like I said, you can use what you stuck the glitter ribbon to as adhesive as well. It's so functional. And then I'm going to stick this down in this corner and place that on there. Okay, and last we are going to attach our little ornament here that we went ahead and already applied our Gilding Flakes to. Now, I don't know if I was super clear. The ornament is coming from those scratch piece of papers, the cardstock that you stamped out and embossed, and then you just fussy cut your little ornament. So I just wanted to reiterate that in case I wasn't clear in the beginning. So here's my little ornament, and I went ahead and just colored it in with markers. And then you saw the foiling technique. Now you can also take your glue pen and you can add some glitter if you want. So I can just go ahead and color in around on top of my red and just add a little bit of my Fire Engine Red glitter. So I'll do that side first. I'm trying not to go over where I applied my foiling because it's a tacky glue. If any of the foil actually didn't cover the adhesive, it's still going to be slightly sticky. So that would make it so the glitter is going to fill in any of those holes on top of the foil. And you don't want that. You want it to stay nice and silver. So I'm just making sure that when I sprinkle my glitter on, I'm not going over the foil. Just like that. All right, so now I have a nice little bit of sparkle. And then I'm going to set that aside. Add my pop dot, pop that up. And now your card is complete, which is really nice and fun. You have that to from, it moves around, which is really fun on all cards. So here are some fun examples from our design team, and I'm going to show you some cards from Shauna as well as from Belinda, and they are just phenomenal. They did such a great job. This one's really fun, and this one's using this stamp set that we just used in this video kit club, and she is using the gold and the silver gilding flakes on this with our a super adhesive sheet. So really fun, and our embossing powder, such a great card. I just love it, so smart. And for all of these cards that I'm going to show you right now, you can go on our website, www.sparkleandsprinkle.com, and you can scroll all the way down to our blog and you can see all of the designers' cards and the instructions that they use to make the cards. So here is from that same stamp set as well, and here she is using the gold mousse, which is really cool, and she's using it here like as the background color and here solid over the Christmas tree. Love the gold on the trees, so smart. And then here are two cards with that same stamp design as well from the tags. Just love all the glitter. These are by Belinda, really phenomenal. And then another stamp set coming out this month is this really adorable turkey dish. And here are two different samples of cards that you could check out on the blog. Very creative, very fun. And then another stamp set coming out this month is this guy here, really cute. And you could just see right away the difference with using the digital versus the actual stamp design. So these are both digital, so you were able to shrink it down with this one here with the trees and make it nice and big. Just love that. And this little guy, these guys here, I'm gonna get in. This is a brand new one coming out next month, and if you must have it, I'm sure we can convince Sparkle and Sprinkle to send it to you. So it's 806. You're the first to see it. And look at how adorable that is. So if you love the stamp set we used in this video kit, we have a second one coming out next month. So there are a whole bunch of other goodies. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to our amazing design team. They do such a wonderful job. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you guys soon.